Dave made this beat.
Slackers, what's good, y'all? What's good? It's your boy Shrizzy back again. I'm here with my boy Marcus today. You know what I'm saying? How you doing, fam?
I'm good, man. We here, man. Tuesday's always busy, man. But we always here. We got midfield Slackers here. Kind of feed off. I need this little bit to kind of calm me down for the day. So,
yeah, man. I'm feeling. Like I mentioned last week, I'm back at the office every Tuesday now with the job. So I feel you, man. Like coming home and being able to rap with my boys about sports and the SLAC fam, man. This is exactly what I look forward to every Tuesday. But how you feeling, man? I know you say it was a busy day, but check in, man. How you feeling? What's new?
I'm good. We're just trying to get things together, man. I got both my churches got a lot of stuff going on, so I'm just trying to get that stuff situated. And when you're a director or something, you gotta make sure it works before you get blamed for everything here. So
I feel that, man. I feel that. Gotta make sure everything is straight.
How's your day?
Likewise, man. I've been busy, man. A lot of family stuff going on. Nothing, some good and bad. You know what I mean? But we getting through it. We working through it. So I've got some PTO and vacation coming up. So I'm just trying to get through the rest of this week and next week, and I got some R&R time. So I'm trying to go on the beach and touch sand. You know what I'm saying? So looking forward to that. But as y'all probably have noticed, our brother A-Dub is not with us today. But he did leave a little something special for everybody, and I think our boy Marcus is gonna play that for us real quick.
Yes, sir.
What's good, SLAC family? It's your boy A-Dub, and I just wanted to stop by to say what's up really quickly. I wanted to thank everybody again for your support on episode 300. That was a blast being out there with my brothers and catching the Diamondbacks game. So really big appreciation to everybody that tuned in on that one. And then I'm sorry that I'm going to miss 301. We're going to be back on track really soon, but tonight I'm going to actually be celebrating with family for my nephew Sebastian's birthday. And so I figured it'd be a good time to just remind everybody what the great work that my sister and the organization she started is doing. And if you guys want to participate, it's not too late, but we didn't really talk about it this much this year. But yes, Sebastian James Foundation was started by my sister after my nephew Sebastian, who actually today is his birthday, June 3rd. He lived from June 3rd to June 14th back in 2014, and he lived exclusively at Banner Thunderbird. He came very early, and although we, only had a short time period with him, we are extremely blessed to have him as a part of our family and have him as our angel. He's always watching over us. He's always with us. So one thing my sister does to honor all the children born at that hospital during this time is they get a book from the Sebastian James Foundation. The book is On the Night You Were Born. So every baby starting today from June 3rd to June 14th gets this book. And then all the babies that are in the NICU also get this book, which is where Sebastian was and where all the children that have severe battles that they're fighting go to first. So that's like their intensive care unit. And so that place has a special place in our heart as well, because that was his home. So anyways, I wanted to say that it's not too late to participate if you want to donate a book that a child born this time period will receive. And then also, if you just want to support or learn more about the organization, the best way to do so is on Instagram. I'll put up her Instagram really quickly, but Sebastian J Foundation. Follow that. You'll see a lot of the good work that she does and some stuff about the books, and then also some libraries that she has around town. And it's really cool, actually. Luna, when she was born, she had to go to the NICU at the hospital she was born at. And there was a library, a Sebastian James donated library. So my nephew's library was right there, and I got to read her this book on the night that she was born. So just like a great full circle way to remind us about how, how much of an impact that is making and how much of an impact Sebastian's had on our lives. So thank you for the time really quickly. And again, if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out. But if you want to support, check out the Instagram, and there's a link there too where you can buy a book. I think they're like $5. So anyways, much love, and I will see you guys all real soon. But thanks again for being part of the SLAC family. Peace.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. Shout out to Stephanie Washington. She popped into the building as Alex's A-Dub's video was going through. But yeah, man, you know it's funny. I love always allowing A-Dub to remind us when Sebastian's foundation pops up every year. So unfortunately, like I said, he's celebrating with family today, so they can kind of start things off. But I'm glad he was able to just bring it back up to the forefront, what I'm saying, because it's huge. We highlight it every year. And I mean, maybe 300 episodes. We've been doing this now, how many years has it been? 5 years now?
5 years,
yeah, it's insane. So something that we always touch base on. So but yeah, we love it, man. That's our brother, our heavenly nephew, you know what I'm saying? So it's all love, saying SLAC's always been a huge family, and shout out to you and the fam, A-Dub, and we love you guys, and you know what I'm saying, and we just love what you do for that. So that's awesome, man. I mean, so
special shout out to Kelly, for doing that.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of hard. Like people don't know how blessed you are to have healthy babies. You can take them home and everything like that. Like you said, the banner was his home. So like I never experienced that. I have 2 kids. I don't know if you experienced that either. Being having kids in the EU, that's a hard thing to do, and to keep them alive. So Sebastian J Foundation, I'm definitely gonna always try to support and give all I can to the foundation, because you never know, people they don't have, you know what I'm saying. So it's a story for him to tell that say he got to reach Luna about that time, like her uncle was or not her uncle, her cousin was in that same hospital, so that's kind of cool to do that. So we definitely always. Year 2014, so he'll have been 9 years old this year.
Yeah, that's wild.
But so we're gonna always support that. We all love the family moms, Kelly, Pops, Grace, and A-Dub. We always love you guys for that. So we always support. So happy birthday to Sebastian J. You know
absolutely.
What I'm saying? So,
yes, sir.
Happy birthday to our nephew.
Yep, absolutely. Oh man, but shout out, so she's a
Pops in the building.
Oh, what's up, Pops? All right, Pops. That's what's up. That's cool. I wasn't sure if anybody's going to pop in today. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all celebrating things of that nature. So, but yeah, man. Again, shout out to A-Dub and the fan. But let's jump into it. You know what I'm saying? We still got a show to do. You know what I mean? So, not too much has been popping off in sports. You know what I'm saying? It's that slow time of the year where we're waiting for football to kick back up. Yeah, man. So, baseball still early on. Teams still trying to figure themselves out. But I think the primary thing right now is basketball. We finally got the NBA Finals matchup. We got the Pacers from the East going against OKC at the West, and this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we talked about this at the beginning. I remember, Marcus. I remember you were saying like OKC is so good, but you weren't sure if they were ready to take that leap yet. You know what I'm saying? In regards to kind of y'all were the number 1 team last year. This year y'all look phenomenal, but it can't even say as OKC ready. It's more like is Shy ready? You know what I mean? Because Shy's their guy. He's the superstar. Like, is he ready to take them to the finals? And I felt like last year. I think I said last year I was like, no, I don't think they're gonna get it. I don't think they're still young. They're still young now, but I think last year I don't think Shy was ready.
This year too. They won 7 games with Denver too, so you didn't know. They almost didn't.
Dude, man, absolutely. And I think you had mentioned Denver was probably going to take them, and I was like, man, you might be right. I think OKC gonna get it, but like I wouldn't even be surprised if Denver took them because they're a championship team. And you look at who they basically smacked in the playoffs, and it shows what a championship pedigree does for a team. Because I think Denver missed losing their coach at the end of the season, not even middle of the season, really more towards the end
in the playoffs.
and still taking the best team in the league, in my opinion, by a large margin, to 7 games is pretty wild, especially looking what Minnesota did to both the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. So I want to get your opinion on it, man. How are you feeling about this matchup and who you got and in how many games?
Yeah, I think Indiana is surprised everybody. I think OKC people probably could have said that, but Indiana wasn't a pick, especially when Cleveland went all those games and no one seed for a long time. So that was kind of a shock for them to put them out. So, but I think it's gonna be a good series. I think it's gonna be good defensive ball play. But I just think Indiana might not have enough because they got to play defense. You know, like their star player, like Halliburton has to play. He got to guard SGA. That's gonna be hard to try to guard him. Even though I don't think he'll play 1-on-1. They're gonna probably put Naismith on him, but you still gonna have to guard somebody because they have big guards. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So they got good defense. They got bigs too. Even though they got Turner, but I just think their bigs gonna be a little bit too much for them too. So I think every game will be kind of competitive. I think OKC will work the ball about 30 points. I don't think they'll be about 30 this game. So I think maybe 15, but maybe the highest. But I got OKC winning in I say 5 games.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we're kind of like right on the same wavelength there. I think I think the pace. I mean, first and foremost, a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, this is a bad NBA Finals," but for me personally, I love it, man. Like, I love watching good teams get to the finals. Teams that didn't buy, their success. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got 2-3 superstars teaming up together, and these are smaller market teams. Oklahoma City and Indiana is a big basketball city, but it's a small market. It's definitely a small market. So I love seeing teams who have great GMs, great coaching going there and winning in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, like I love this. This is I can't say this is like the ideal finals. You know what I'm saying? But like for me personally, I think this is a great finals matchup. But I think the Pacers haven't played a team like OKC. I think a lot of people forget, like, yes, this team can put 144 on you offensively, but they're also the best team in the league defensively. Yeah. And I think the Pacers, they didn't face that. Like the Knicks, they were still a little dysfunctional, and I didn't trust Tibbs. I was like, man, like I was surprised that the Knicks came back and I think they won Game 5 to force Game 6. But I was like, there's no chance. I was like, they going down, and they did that way.
You think they're gonna close out? You're like, this game's over with.
It's game over. And as soon as I got back to Indiana, it was a wrap. They killed them. So I just think when you look at guys like Halliburton and all of the Pacers guards, all of the OKC, they just all played great D. Like that perimeter, like that 3-point shot is not going to really be there for them, I don't think. And if they can't get in. If they can't get inside, which I think is going to be difficult because they have great bigs too. Chet is a phenomenal shot blocker, and Hartenstein is also a good shot blocker, but he's also a really big body. So you got to get past that front three. Got a bench too. Exactly, a deep one. So you got to get past that front three just to get into the basket into the paint. Yeah, sorry, thank you. Into the paint as well as finishing it. So. I don't know. I think it's going to be a really, really rough, and I think both have great coaches. So I think look to see a lot of adjustments. But I'm with you. I got OKC in 5 too. I think it's going to be a great story for Pacers that they got there. But like you were saying, I think it's going to be like Miami and Lakers at the bubble. I just think OKC is just too big. You know what I mean? Like, great team, great story. Love it for Hallie. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really shunned a lot of doubters, but. I don't know, man. This OKC team is scary, dog.
Long as Dork in a 5-game series, 7-game series is gonna be tough, man. So
yeah.
He ain't trying to score. He ain't trying to be offensive. He gonna be defense that whole time. That's all energy gonna go to that. It's hard going because the guy he gonna just play defense the whole time.
That's it. That's all he gonna do. And then he gonna knock down at least 3 threes a game, wide open. Like he's
that's me. The linebacker guard me, so it's like, dang, man. So.
Yep. Exactly. It's just going to be so difficult. I think that Siakam had a great mismatch against the Knicks.
Yeah. He tore them up. He might have a good
series. Yeah. But yeah, I really think they're gonna need Siakam. I almost said OG, but Siakam has to play well, and the Pacers bench got to show up because I think Holly's he's gonna struggle, man. They're gonna be on his butt like hard. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not saying it's an impossible. They could like you said, they play good. They can win a game, but I don't trust them doing it 4 games. Like I'm saying, to win a game. So
yeah, I mean neither. Carlisle's been great. They need to re-up his contract at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Considering where he got them and who they had to beat to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go through the Cavs and the Knicks to get there. So that's big time. You know what I'm saying? Those are two of the top 3 teams in the East. You know what I mean? So that's work. You know what I mean? So shouts out the Pacers, man. They're a young team too. I know we've seen a lot of Miles Turner kind of talks with him possibly going to the Lakers and whatnot. So their team might even look different a little bit next year. But I talked. Yeah, exactly. Kind of segueing into that, I did talk about the Knicks a little bit. They did fire Coach Thibodeau after their best season in the last 25 years.
Best 2 seasons.
Yeah, exactly. True. Exactly. That's true. That's facts. Past 2 seasons in the last 25 years. But again, I'll chime in on that. I want to see kind of like how you feeling about the fire, and just let me know how you feeling.
I just feel like a normal thing, you would say fire a coach because it didn't go the way it go. But I just feel like you don't fire me that quick. Like you fired me this quick. Like you didn't give me the summer or nothing. Like you fired me that quick. And this team, even though you say, the coaching, it had a better coach because they went farther. I feel like any coach at this team, they soft. They gonna lose in the way. I feel like Towns, no matter who coach you got, he's gonna be the same person. Bronson gonna be the same person. It's nothing a coach could have did to make those guys play harder or play better. I just don't see it. I feel like Cat is very soft. I think he's the biggest reason why they probably lost. And it's not the coach's fault. So, like I said, and Uncle said it's not a surprise, but still, it's surprising me to happen so quick. I say go into the season.
As soon as they lost.
Yeah, I say go into the season and see how halfway there, see how they play. If they got 30 wins before All-Star break, then come on, keep it. They doing that thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if they saw it coming down 17 wins, then you let them go. At least give them another try. But I don't think you gave a fair shake. And but like I said, we did see it come in. But I just feel like that team, a coach, not gonna help their team get any better. They need another player, maybe a tougher player on the team to kind of rattle them a little bit. I think they're all nice guys, like the Cowboys. They all nice guys. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody on the team.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy. Gonna kind of get them going. So a coach not gonna do that for him. So
even OG.
Yeah, he's not a tough guy either.
Nah, he's soft spoken too. He's a great defender, but he's soft spoken. Yeah, man, I agree with everything you said. I personally, like we said, we knew if they didn't at least get to the NBA finals, like that, it was finals or fire. Like I knew if that's not where they went, they were gonna let go Tibbs. Especially because like Tibbs has a really hard time getting out of the second round. You know what I'm saying? He finally got out of the second round, and I think the reason why he got fired is because they believe they lost to an inferior team. That's what they believe. Now, me personally, I think Pacers are better than they are. Truthfully, I wholeheartedly mean that because they have a certain grit. I do think they were coached better. I think Rick Carlisle's already a championship coach, so he's got rings. You know what I'm saying, as a coach. So I do think they're better, and they fought harder. You know what I mean? And the thing that I think where I fully agree with you as far as giving Tibbs a better shot is I think the GM should have been fired first. Trying to put together essentially the Villanova team, thinking that was going to work in the NBA was like, they were already coming off a really good season last year. So I don't think putting this team together, like you said, like a bunch of kind of just like soft players. There's no grinders. There's no grit. There's no real defensive tenacity type players on this team that this team I think really needed. As well as they had no bench. Tibbs is known for not going with his bench. You know what I mean? His start. If Tibbs is the coach and you're a starter, just know you play 40-some minutes a game all season. But like I think he as a coach needs to learn, like, I need to figure out rotation wise on how I can get my bench more involved, because like you can see it. Josh Hart, he's a phenomenal player, but dog, he was gassed, man. Like he didn't like by the time they got to the finals, he didn't even look like the same player. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't really distributing the ball. He wasn't getting the rebounds he normally gets. He just looked done. We can talk about Cat all serious. You know what I mean? Like the disappointment in him sometimes is wild. And he's not even a good enough defensive player to be in the amount of foul trouble that he was in either. So I think that kind of bothered me too. It was like, I mentioned at the very, very beginning of the season when OKC got Hartenstein, I was like, Nick should have kept him. Like that was a player that they definitely should have paid. I don't think they would have had to pay him like a super crazy amount. But I think Hartenstein wanted to stay there. But yeah, I'm with you. I I'm not the biggest Tibbs fan, but like Eastern Conference Finals, dog. Like every year he's been there, the Knicks have gotten better, and they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. I feel like they kind of did a whole kind of like OKC type deal, and they got better, 50 wins, and then the next year they win the championship. Now I don't know if they win the championship next year, but I think Tibbs did a really good job of getting them together. I think the GM need to do a better job at getting better support pieces, like you said, maybe getting a different star other than Cat. You know what I mean? I don't think Cat was necessarily the piece that they were missing. But yeah, I'm with you. Obviously, he'll get a job somewhere else if he doesn't want to take a year off and
Yeah, I don't know if he'll get a head coach job. He'll be assistant. I think he should be assistant for a little bit because it man like he don't look like he's that healthy right now either. So it's like he about to get around a little bit. But I think he had a good career. He was with Boston. They won. He had a great team with the Bulls, but he ran to LeBron James. So something like that happened. He like what's my guy George Carl. He's like a George Carl, like a Jerry Sloan. It just sometimes you have a great team, but you go against a better player in the team and just can't get past those guys, So I think he'll be like that. I think he'll be an assistant if he wants to, or he might just retire. But I see Anthony said something about Mike Malone being a head coach. I thought Mike Malone would probably go to the Suns, but the way he just said about him being an assistant coach there for 4 years, hey, why not go? He's around from that area, that's how he is. He might do a good job over there. So we'll see. But I still don't think he gonna change that team, with that. So let's say get some tough guys over there. I think it'll be the same thing. And then this is their shot. I think Boston be healthy next year. I don't think you can pass those guys next year. So
no, not at all.
Not at all. Might get a little better next year. And like Indiana, I think Indiana gets a little better too. So you might not get past them either. But Indiana, let people know we here. I think they get. I say they get one more piece. Miles Turner, he's a great player, but I think you get somebody in there who's a little more flimsy, do a little bit more with Hartberg. I think that'd be a tough team. So that's all I have for the Knicks and thing. But like I said, we both picked OKC to win the finals, and so I got there for that. So
man, like I said,
he'll be out all next year. I don't think he'll be out the whole year though.
Yeah, it depends. It sucks because he tore his Achilles in the playoffs, so there's a chance that he is out all next year actually. But it doesn't depend. Everybody heals differently. You know what I'm saying? And he's young too, so he might be all right. And they're gonna get to the playoffs no matter what. So he actually, if they get far enough in the playoffs, he could be back. But yeah, I hope it's a good series. I don't think the Pacers are gonna lay down. I do think OKC probably gets them in by a good margin at least one of these games because they're just so smothering sometimes. But we'll see, man. But yeah, that's pretty much all we had for NBA talk. Again, nothing too crazy. We do have the NBA draft in a couple of weeks, as Anthony mentioned. I appreciate you there, brother. But yeah, man, it's coming down to a wire. We're getting down to that point where it's gonna be nothing but baseball. You know what I'm saying? For the next couple of weeks before we start college football and the NFL. So, Marcus, do you have anything else you wanted to touch on before we kind of close?
No, I was going to kind of say I know we A-Dub talked about it a little bit. I want to apologize how we went to the game last week and it was I don't know, the internet, the phone, the mics and everything, it was kind of shaky. So we apologize for how that happened. But we were at the game and you were talking about Ohtani hitting 20 home runs, and then last night I think he hit 23. Last night I was betting like for it. Like he just like so easy for him, but they still lost the game. I forget the guy on the Mets who they play against. They were kind of tied at one point. I forget his name. The guy on the
Francisco
Mets.
Lindor.
Yeah. So he had one too. So I think he's one behind Ohtani right now, but. It just shows how like Ohtani. I think he had 60 for the last 2 years, whatever like that. Yeah. And it's kind of crazy. This guy's a whole pitcher, and the stuff he's doing, it's just insane. Like I don't know if we ever see a guy like that ever again. He has to be. I guess you could say Babe Ruth pitch a little bit, but he has to be the best hitting pitcher ever in the history of the game, right?
To me personally, yeah. Not to mention the stolen bases too. You know what I'm saying? Like we talking about this. Like this dude will get you an average of 7.5 strikeouts a game. With he has games like 11 strikeouts, 13 strikeouts. Not to mention how many home runs he hits and how many bases he steals. And he quit. like bro is a little too nimble to be that big, dog. Like for a baseball player, you know what I mean, bro need to be playing tight end, dog. but yeah, I don't think so. Like I'm with you. Like I don't know. He's crazy, bro. Like he's an amazing athlete. He's one of those dudes that you're just like, yo, he's a freak athlete, and it might be a while before we see another dude like him.
Yeah.
I actually do like Mike Malone in New York, and they need to get him the pieces too. I think Mike Malone would be good there, especially because he's so used to dealing with like a Joker. Granted, he can't make Cat Joker, but I think if they wouldn't, I think he would do well with his bigs and Brunson for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, that's probably all we have in sports right now. I did want to say shout out to Scotty Scheffler. He won again this weekend.
Yeah.
He won a memorial. He had a little young guy Griffin on his heel a little bit, but I think he got a little cocky, and Scotty had to let him know that I'm daddy right now. So he had to show him. But Scotty, he's a special golfer, man. He's doing some amazing things, man. The way it's going, man, I think he's gonna win one more major this year, man. So one more closer to get the Grand Slam early. So I don't know, man. He's great. He make you go out there think you could do it. I went out the next day thinking I'm Scotty. It didn't work that way, but he make it look easy, man. But yeah, I love the sport, man. So shout out to Scotty for winning this weekend. And I think in a week or so we got the U.S. Open coming up, so I'm gonna check it out.
Oh yeah, likewise.
Yeah, but like you said, man, it's the part of the year, man. It's getting to the part we about to be depressed a little bit, man. Go see a therapist for a couple of months, man, until sports really come back on. But it's about to get to that point where we won't have no sports to watch but baseball, man. So,
I'm laughing. We'll end with this one because it's the one thing NFL. So our boy Anthony said, "How about our boy Diggs and Cardi B? You think that'd be a distraction for the Patriots?" And I think absolutely. And the only reason is because Cardi is she like that. She like being the center of attention. She loud. She obnoxious. All that stuff. And she already on the boat. You know what I'm saying? Twerking in front of him and whatnot. All that fun stuff. So I think it can be a distraction. Hopefully Diggs locks in because he's supposed to be the receiver for Drake May and going into his second season. So I don't know.
I'm gonna say no distraction. It's not. If it's during the season and it's happening, then yeah, we gotta pull you in and see what's going on. It's summertime, man. Be free, man. You ain't saying?
Do your thing.
Stay safe, on a boat. You know what I'm saying? They both stars. He's a veteran. He's not like a second year or rookie guy. And he's a rookie. Somebody like, hey, come in here, man. But he's a vet. He know what he's doing. He's trying to have a little fun. Kind of get the news on the Patriots. Because think about it, we talk about the Patriots last couple of years. So they get talked about. He got a seasoned coach. He knows what's going on too. So I just feel like he knew that camera was getting filmed, so he knew what he was doing to kind of get things going. So I think when it gets to mini camps and coach of the season, he'll tighten up. He'll get ready. He's the best receiver on the team. So
easily.
I think it's good distraction. I think it's good. I think it'll be okay, man. He's not hurting nobody, not killing nobody. So I think he'll be fine, man. So yeah, he's
I redact mine. I think you're right. Actually, I think you're right. And plus, I think Cardi will be fun. Like she's gonna bring some wanted attention. I think back to New England. I think maybe not in the sense of the way Taylor Swift did for what's it called, but I do think it would be some fun. And if she's at a game, it's going to be packed up. You know what I'm saying? So I actually already, I think you're right. I think as long as he could get in there and it's fun, and Cardi's not as immature as she was back when she was on VH1. You know what I'm saying? But MTV. But yeah, it should be good times. And hopefully they can kind of get some things moving again. It's been a little while. I know Patriots fans are jonesing for at least a positive season.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of lows, since TB12 left. So I am with you on that. I'm with you with that. But aside from that, man, want to thank everybody for coming in, joining us, and rocking with myself and Marcus on today's episode. But Marcus, if you ain't got nothing else to say, man, I'm gonna close this out and say it's your boy Strizzy.
Your boy Marcus, man. Peace out.